This is The Retreat, hosted by JP8 and the Colonel. JP8, United States Air Force veteran, former security specialist, and he enjoys the finer things in life. The Colonel, a little bitter, a little cranky, United States Army veteran, severely injured in Iraq twice, and still marching. Stories, grit, and a place to breathe. Welcome to The Retreat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Retreat. Here is one of your co-hosts, the Colonel.
Everybody to The Retreat with the one and only me. I know that this has been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I thank everybody for waiting and being appreciative with how things have been going on with well, basically, producer Mike, he let's just face it, if the man were to swim out into the buoy, after the buoys in Lake Nevada, he could be sighted as a small island growing up, and then he could just bob away, and then you'd think, oh my gosh, it's Megalodon! But, and he's one peanut away from being just like, the Peanut Man, with the one reticle, Mr. Peanut. Yeah, he's got a body like a 2-liter gallon of milk, but he's got a head that's like, it's like a ping pong ball that just has too many dents in it. He's just trying to make it look good. But anyway, this is my show, and I welcome you guys to it. The Retreat, to me, really means like in a military sense, sometimes you say the word retreat, that means like, you're running away. No. Retreat can also be used as strategic, just like as you saw in the movie Braveheart, 1995 with Mel Gibson. First Battle of Sterling. He had the nobles run around, and they flanked him. This episode, and this channel, this chain, every freaking thing about it is, I want to retreat everyone into the weekend. After you've worked this whole in, your work life, your everyday life, whatever have you. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just to make you laugh and to make everything that you've worked for be fun.
Will you introduce your fucking co-host, please?
And make sure that you're well-rounded and ready to tackle the next week. Because one thing that I learned in
Son of a bitch
Mill
can't even
is
hear me.
that you can't take every second for you can't, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what could happen tomorrow. You don't know what could happen. I might could. I don't know, have a flying potato come up in my head. I don't know. Yeah. But, you know, that's why I'm here with you fine people. So I can share some
Jeff,
stories
just go.
with you.
Just
I
go.
can make you laugh. I plan on talking about all sorts of things. If I were to have a good co-host with some good stories, then that would be much appreciative. Um, but I'm going to talk about Army stories. I'm going to give you some comedy that things just
Jeff, go ahead
pissed
and
me
tell
off.
ladies and gentlemen, JP8, Jeff
And
Cheney.
and the co-host is here. Thanks for that wonderful introduction, Colonel. I really appreciate it. So, JP8 here, coming from
Yes.
the wonderful world of the wide web. There, I just wanted to piggyback on some of what the Colonel said about this show. Talk a little bit military humor, so share some experiences. I'd like to kind of help pull out not only from the Colonel, myself, but some of our broadcast our viewers out there. We've
That's hot.
we've got a lot of beloved brothers and sisters in
Yes,
uniform.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
God bless our troops. Also, God bless our men and women who wear the uniform every
And
day.
let's just take a moment, and this is off script, but let's just take a moment to think about our two airmen. Was it two airmen that got shot down and rescued?
Oh yeah, in Iran. Yeah, very.
Let's,
That's a very That's
yeah. Let's just take a moment, and let's just take a moment and think about those families, because I mean, without what it's like being deployed, unlike producer Mike who just went to Germany, but you understand what it's like to be outside the wire. So
yeah.
let's just go on ahead and give a silent toast and cheers.
Let's give him a toast. God bless him. God bless him. So as we roll into the retreat here, speaking of some of our warriors, Colonel, I would kind of like to get to know you a little bit too, and get to know your background. Could you kind of share with me your background, where you were, what you did, where you served? I see, of course, obviously, that you're cavalry. I have a lot of knowledge of the Army cavalry, even being Air Force. I I'm a military historian. I've studied different branches, different conflicts throughout the history of the United States, and so. But with that, it'd be an honor to hear your backstory, if you don't mind. Would that be cool?
Oh,
And
no,
if you
no,
like,
no,
I can give you my backstory too. But
I would
plus,
love
I
to-
think
I
it'd
would-
be beneficial. I think it'd be beneficial for the watchers too.
You outrank me, sir. I would love to hear your story first.
No, Colonel. You are the host. I am the co-host. You are
Well,
going to
here
go
we go.
first.
I have always had a fixation for westerns. My father was a master gunsmith who did gun work for the state of Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Indiana. A lot of officers would come into our house and in our back room, and my dad would produce them major, awesome firearms. some pieces of his are on display in Paducah, Kentucky, and Union City, Texas. They're all flintlocks. And so I've ever since I was 2, I've known how to fire a firearm and know how to do it right, because anytime I ever, accidentally flashed a muzzle, I get a little whop, which, oh my gosh, you are so PC. Yes, I got spanked, but you know what? It produces a fucking man. But anyway, and I was always crawling around with a stick that would, and I would bear crawl, and I would just bear crawl around. And then 21 or 20 years old, I decided, hey, let's go in. And I was going to go into mortuary affairs or in the Army band. And Corporal Skiles from 1st Cav, he was a recruiter. Let me turn my snares on. They resonate. He looked at me up and down. He was like, "You look like you could be a scout." And I was like, "Oh, I never did Boy Scouts." And he liked to fucking just slap me right there. He was just like, no, cavalry scout. He's like, "Look at that there picture." And it's a picture of him from the initial invasion, and he was strapped down, had his M4 strapped with his 9mm. And I was like, "Hey, that looks pretty cool." I was like, "Cavalry, is that like horses?" "Yeah." I was like, he said, "This is mechanized cavalry." He said, "These days horses are for tradition, but we're mechanized cav now." And I was like, "Well, yeah," which meant I had to deal with the Bradley. And I love the Bradley. That is a beast of just machinery. I mean, there's the Abrams, of course, for the tankers. And that's a beast in and of itself. But the Brad, just driving it, it's like driving a Corvette. It's a wonderful piece of work. And so I was like, when he showed me a video, he's like, "You're going to go to Fort Knox." I said, "Kentucky?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I was born in Louisville." I said, "I was born at 22 weeks in Louisville. My mom almost died giving birth to me there." So it was kind of like well, I went there. I almost died. I was born. Come back to Paducah. And then I'm going back to where I would be dead again and reborn again as a ruthless son of a bitch who, if it weren't for the passion of Jesus Christ, I would probably be, I would be that guy. I would be that guy. And so I went to Fort Knox for 4 months. The 3 Hills, heartbreak, agony, and misery. If anybody who is watching this wants to take a trip down those 3 hills, gladly give me a holler, and I will call the range officer at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and we'll find out. And we'll ruck it. We'll do a light ruck. Light ruck meaning 70 pounds. And we'll do it. You'll get a break every now and again.
Fuck that.
If you're scared, And after I did the Misery's the last one. Misery. This is where Stripes, the 1980 movie with Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, John Candy, all those barracks. I saw all those barracks. Those barracks we played paintball at those barracks. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to, I'm the colonel, like I'm a specialist, I'm not a corporal, but I
Right
was like
before
the lead
the
specialist.
NCO, yeah.
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 Even if they had time of grade and time of service, I was the one that went up to the top and said, "Hey," they gave me information. I said, "Hey, I diligented it. Like go take a hammer and find weak spots on the Bradley." You can't do that bullshit. It's military joke. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Mr. J. And so I graduated from there, and I went to El Paso, Fort Bliss, and
Been
then
there for
I
10 years.
deployed to Cook Iraq, 09-10. I caught my Order of the Spur, Order of the Combat Spur on 7th March 2010. After that, my grandfather, who was an Air Force member in the Mighty 8th, he flew a B-24 Liberator over France, codenamed Squeegee. And he passed while I was in Kuwait. I got the word that he passed. So I went back home, did what I had to there, come back. And then it was in March. 4 months later, we got hit again in my. I was the lead scout driver in this 4-truck convoy. It came in MRAPs, with the V-shaped hull. So it's not like a Humvee. It's V-shaped, so it's meant to do that to detect from or direct IED fire, and that happened in July, and then now I was at Fob Warrior in Kirkuk, which is where all three of the religious sects combine. So I saw like the voting booths. I saw the not so much voting booths. And then I saw the ladies that just had dark hair, diamonds, face, hair done, shirt showing off their tatas
I
with
saw that in Bahrain.
with metal studs on heels, boy. And I'm like, well, all right. And so the second one happened, and we were at Fob Warrior, which was heavily armed by Air Force, and we were in choose, 2-man choose. Not there. You see like a cargo container. It's smaller than that. Like I had to deal with a dude we had a curtain up, right? I had to hear him flapping while I was sitting there talking to my mom, like, "Hey, mom, I'm all right. Everything's all good." And he just,
These nuts, these nuts, these nuts, these nuts, these nuts, these nuts.
I'm like, "Yeah, mom, everything's good.
Yes,
Survived
sir.
another day.
Yes,
We
sir.
just went out
Yes,
for,
sir. Yes,
we had to
yes,
have
yes,
office days, of course.
sir.
Like, I went out for another day at the office, and after my father committed suicide right
Oh,
after my second IED, and Top, my first sergeant, he had already sent me on E-leave for my grandfather, and so he brought me in, and he said, "Relax, at ease, just." He told me his first name. You can call me. I said, "I understand that, but I will. Can I call you Top?" "Yes." "All right, cool." He said, "I've never had to do this." He said, "This is my 4th tour over here, and I've never had to do this. I'm giving you a second E-leave. This time you're going back to Bliss. You're going to go home, handle your business, but you're going back to Bliss, and you're going to be on Rear D." And I was like, "Wait, those are like, I don't want to say the word rejects. Of course, I just did. But your conscientious objectors who the government spent money to train on, and then they wanted the hype, the glory, the be able to walk around in their ACUs
And then he
or
was
the
out.
greens or what have you. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah.
You know. So I was back there, and it was literally, it wasn't even 06 formation for PT. It was 06 formation. Hey, show up at 09. All right. So, me being cavalry scout, I show up 20 minutes early. Because if you're on time, you're late. You're 5 minutes early, you're late. 10 minutes early, you're late. 15 minutes. Eek. But it would just be go back to your barracks room and we'll let you know. So the first day, I had already started on a Jack Daniels marathon. And because, I just lost my dad. And my dad lived 2 houses away from where I lived. So, like, the horse slut bitch that he cheated on us with owned those 2 houses. So I had to come back to that, So you can just think about what I'm thinking. And I went back, and once I figured out that rear D really honestly meant just show up and take the rest of the fucking day off. And so I fucking took up a bottle of my beloved Jack, and I had myself a ball, And then until one day, and I know that this is YouTube, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube shows, and I don't want to get, crazy with their standards, but hey, it's my first time, YouTube, leave me alone. But I went back to El Paso, Fort Bliss, and I was drinking Jack. Everyone came back. My truck got hit a 3rd time. My truck got destroyed, but all my guys came back. So I had a little bit of survivor skill once I found that out. And I never had I'd heard of it, but it was like, fuck, dude, I would much rather be back with my friends, I just, and then we had a 4-day weekend, and I figured it'd be a good idea just to take a whole bottle of Tylenol. Let me tell you about that. You will go deaf. I went to the chow hall every day that weekend because I was too ashamed of myself, first of all. That, and I couldn't fucking hear. I was worse than Helen Keller if it was her birthday.
Sorry for getting
and I'm
into
going
this,
to the
Jeff.
chow hall. I'm like, what? If I would have had Tourette's, it would have been like, but and it was shitty, dude. It was fucking shitty. And then I had to sit there and think to myself, why did you do that? Why? Why did you really do it? You're stupid. You were raised better than this. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
And it's like you're representing not only yourself bad, not your boys, but your family. And I'm Scott Irish. I mean, that's, Faulkner and Kennedy. And Winston is, that comes from Virginia through Ireland a little. But it's just my makeup. And so, fast forward. I know producer Mike is like, Oh my gosh, come on. I have to debut this shit. Bruce Mike, stop. I'm doing exactly what I know how to do. So you just simmer down over there. Let two actual people discuss things. You just sit there quiet. Maybe take a little bit of that lollipop that's in your arse and suck on it a little bit. Maybe how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll producer Mike's asshole? The world will never know. And also, one of my really good friends from Australia, she has a book called Lost in the Woods. It is a poetry book. It is awesome. And you can order it on Amazon. And it's quite a good read. In fact, um, since this is my show, uh, at some point, producer Mike, I would like for you to say your favorite passages in a New York accent. Since you're from Connecticut, you can pull off a Jersey, New York accent.
Well,
And
just want to
hang on. You're not allowed to speak, remember?
Oh, I know, but
Mike,
I just want to point out.
I'm sorry. I thought that was Bruce Mike. Oh, go ahead. I'm
But
sorry.
this
Go ahead.
this is yours. So Mike's not going to be speaking. Your producer Mike is he's not going to be doing any of that stuff. This is going to be us. Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
I want
you
to hear
have-
your story.
I mean, you have the book. So I mean, if we would love to hear you read a verse from the book, because Mike's not gonna. He's producing. He's not going to be participating. You're going to be participating. I'm going to be co-participating. So that's what we're going to do. But I mean, well, while I have you though, we do have some questions. If you want to take some questions from some of the folks that have written in, would you like to do that real quick?
Go.
All right. So our first question is from Port Cheese 67. They say, "Hi, Colonel. Are you still pissed off at the tent gang?"
I've never once been pissed off at the tent gang.
Okay.
If you want the actual honest to God truth, which, since I know you're a vetted person, the tent gang has a dude who says he was a master sergeant, but his niece, who is a fan of the other show, the old show, said he didn't even pass it through AIT, didn't even make it. So, and I mentioned that because he thought that I had it out for them, and I'm like, no, this is pussy bullshit. Like it. I like the Tit Gang. I have respect, of course, but how the patriarch handles things for that thing, it doesn't. It's not going to work. If you were so hard up on money and you were a master sergeant, surely by now you'd be getting some better VA benefits than I do.
Even with the retirement too. I mean, what is a master sergeant in the Army? E7, E6, what?
I wish them the best of luck, because last time I talked to them, yeah, they accused me of doing nothing, and I was like, dude, it's a fucking YouTube channel. Like, get over yourself.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we leave that on the positive note that everything is cool. Because I tell you what, man, I always try to, just to live, forgive, and forget, man. Yeah, people
Oh yeah,
do
no,
whatever.
yeah,
God, God bless. Which brings us to the next question. This is from Pastor Teats Nose Balls. And they want to know, how often do you go to church?
I read my Bible every single day.
He reads his Bible every day. Okay.
I praise my God every morning with morning prayers. Anytime before I eat, anytime before I drink, every time I go to bed. My favorite Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 1:27, all the way down to the next chapter.
Amen, brother. All right, let's go to the next question. Hey, Colonel, do you still talk to Ara Lee from Australia?
Eerily, yes.
Okay. Great. Any backstory on that, Colonel? You want to go into Ara Lee?
I've known her for over 20 years.
I mean, I'm assuming she's the one who wrote the book, correct?
Yeah, she wrote the book. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a platform for her to make more, to get her product out,
Mm-hmm.
and as a person who likes to make product to get it out, especially artistically, yes.
All righty.
But no, nothing. No.
Okay. And then this next one, Colonel, I actually saw, and this is from Racing Pro 69. Colonel, I actually saw Eddie race in Pensacola. Why do you believe he has never raced a car?
Where did you see me?
This is from Racing Pro 69, and they ask, Colonel, I actually saw Eddie race in Pensacola. In other words, Racing Pro 69.
I know who this
Eddie
is
race
from.
in Pensacola. He has never raced a car.
That is from. I know who that's from. I have never raced my car in Florida. I have never raced my car anywhere near. I have only raced my car none. Because why would I want to ever admit?
Okay, next question. This is for the both of us.
From who?
And this is for both of us, Colonel, but I'm going to let you answer first. This is from Yankee Suck Hard 11. Why have you smoked no weed on this show? Same question for JP8. So go ahead, Colonel. And I think my answer is going to surprise him.
Wait, why haven't I smoked weed?
Yeah, why haven't you smoked any weed on this show? And I'm going to take the liberty.
Well, Sarge, are you yourself a smoker?
My background.
Are you a smoker, sir?
No, I don't smoke. No.
Okay.
Let's
Keep 'em
see.
coming.
Okay. So my answer to this question is Mr. Yankee Suck Hard 11. I hope this question isn't judgmental in any way, because I would like to say that I indulge in different ways. For instance, at my local depository, they sell THC suppositories. So while we've been sitting here, I have been ingesting anal
Nuts.
some THC. So real men and real women don't necessarily smoke it, but we do it other ways that are more clandestine, more fortified, more,
That's hot. That's hot.
and plus it gets into the bloodstream quicker. There's no
Yes,
waste.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Course.
Yes,
Course.
Have you ever
sir.
thought about
Sir.
sticking some of that up your dick hole?
And,
Oh,
and
good God.
the only time, no, I've never thought about that. But actually, producer Mike turned me on to the suppository way. But anyways, we'll leave that.
Well, yeah, he likes it up the ass.
For
Yeah.
another time. So I hope there wasn't any judgment in that question. I have
No.
judgment
No,
for
no.
now.
Have you ever gotten pegged before?
Have I ever gotten what?
Pegged?
Pegged. You know, you younger generations have new words for these different things that us older folks probably did.
Well, stick a finger up your pinky up your arse while she's doing anything inappropriate to you already?
You know, let's go back to the military stuff. If it's happened in the military, you know, let's say it's in the military. Like what happens, TDY stays TDY. So let's get back to you. So my question to you is, I had a good friend of mine who's Army. He was cavalry. He was in a Bradley during Desert Storm. So you were on a Bradley, correct? That's what I'm taking.
We trained on Brads, but we ended up deploying with MRAP, Cayman MRAPs. Not
Okay.
Cougar MRAPs, but Caymans.
Okay. That's I just wanted to clarify that because he would.
Yeah, we were training on Brads to go, but then the uppers decided that, because we were there to win hearts and minds at that point, you know, but they were just a bunch of bastards.
Yeah, they were. So, let's see here. We're getting another question here. Let's see here. I know, but let's see here. There's something coming in here. Let's see here. Oh, that's kind of inappropriate, but we'll keep that for another time. So, what I want to kind of touch on is what happened to the show last week? We haven't talked about that.
Well, what happened last week was we had a sound check, and everything was green to green, Redcon 1. And we did a 5-minute studio silent, and come back, and I couldn't hear shit.
You having problems with your laptop? Was your laptop cutting out or something? Because my laptop was working good.
No, this is all on my phone. All my phone.
Dude, your phone. How come you don't have a laptop? Why aren't you doing this on a laptop? I got my laptop up. I got my phone. I got my big screen TV that I can, Dude,
My
you got a
laptop
drum
I
set.
sent
You got a
over
drum set.
to-
I play drums too, but I mean, you got your drum set there. Where's your laptop?
My laptop I sent over to a friend of mine who did commo in the Army, and I could not open my laptop, so I gave it to him to fix.
All right. So are you gonna
Now,
have?
he hasn't returned that to me, which, of course, I've been on to him about, but for the purposes of continuing on with the entertainment, it doesn't take a cavalry scout a whole lot just to do something. As you can see, this is basic can be, but I'm still here. I'm still doing it. Cavalry scouts, we have to make the best of what we have. We can't. We're not privileged like our Air Force folk. We just gotta.
I understand that. So how long have they had the laptop for?
What are you, a Geek Squad member?
Well, what I'm trying to do is I want to facilitate helping with just the tech, because here we are.
Buy a new
I'm working on the background.
laptop.
How long?
I can buy a new laptop, but
Well,
the thing is that
I thought he was fixing it. What's going on, Colonel?
I can buy a whole new phone, whole new if you want
Seriously,
to go
dude.
that route. I mean,
Did,
shit.
did
Sorry,
you trade?
but
Did you trade your laptop for an 8-ball blowjob, handy, in Chili's or something? Come on, you can be honest with me, bro.
chili.
Dude, yeah. Because I have friends that give handies at Chili's for $5-10, man. They make good money. I just heard a rumor, that maybe
Yeah.
some meth or something was involved.
I'll bet you did, my co-host, sir.
So
like
what?
this.
What's
Said,
the
I like
story?
this, my co-host. I like this.
I want to know.
I love it.
I want to know what's going on with the laptop. Because friends don't take friends' laptops.
Oh, I could give a damn about the laptop.
Okay.
But friends also don't judge other friends by their cam setup as long as they make the show.
I'm gonna fire
True.
this
You
up.
can see here.
Nice.
It's a rough setup because we've
Finish him.
had to do.
Finish him.
I can hear you whispering, Mike.
No, that's I heard something there. Where you,
Okay, yeah.
his mic's not on. He's muted.
Okay.
So I want to know, because this week. So, last question, and then let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'll go ahead and give a little background on me, but I just talking to people that I work with, friends, things like that, prior military. As you know, we are a very unique community population. Very unique
Yeah.
stories, unique situations, experiences, that sort of thing. I want you, and I'm sure our viewers would love to hear a funny story that sticks out from when you were in the Army. It could be basic training, AIT, tech, whatever. What is a funny story?
Oh, I knew I was gonna. Yep.
You're drinking some beers, having some Jack, smoking a bowl with the guys, and it's just like a funny story, one that's a go-to, bro. Come on,
All right.
I want to hear it. And
I'm gonna tell you the most recent story that I told the general, my mom. Because I asked her, I said, "Have you ever told you this story?" And she said, "No." So we were driving. We left the wire. This is deployed. We left the wire, and we went and we went down Route Irish, and then we went down. I was the senior scouts driver, so I was number one driver in a Ford truck. And I can't remember the other routes. But anyway, it was like straight. So it was a big seat. And so we went over here to this other place. And if you've ever been to a combat area, they have these big brick structures, and they have these massive things of water. Now, I'm not talking like a 20. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Fucking, it's like
big ass
24
berm.
ounces or 30 ounces or some shit like that. So, we were out all day. Went and did the mission. So, We'd already started to leave, and I had to go piss. So I finished my bottle of water in anticipation that I could make it back to the wire. And so that did not happen. And so we were on that Z that I told you about.
Yeah.
And on the straightaway, I whipped my willy out and filled this bottle. And over the call, I'm like, "Hey, can we pull over?" And we drive in the middle of it. And I was like, "Can I
Been there, done that.
pull over, stop?" No, I pissed. I filled the bottle, and just. And so I was a PFC then, a E3S. I hadn't gotten my 4 yet. So for me, I thought if I could take the laughter off of me by saying something, it would just kind of smooth it out, right? So I said, "This is private first class pissy pants reporting for duty as ordered." Private pissy pants. I mean, I wrote it all the way. And guess what those motherfucking cow scouts do? Like, "Hey, pissy!" Like, fuck you.
That's pretty good. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. But we'll go ahead and get together next week. But Colonel, I wanted to thank you for this opportunity. Number one, to get to meet you, to hear your stories.
Same, very, very much the same, man.
Next time, I wanted this to be about you, especially your premiere. So I didn't want to interfere too much. But next week, I'll talk a little bit more about tell a little bit about me. But I think it was great. Great start. Honored to hear you, talk to you, meet you. And I want to give a shout out to producer Mike getting us together, and especially the ones that were sending questions.
And also to anyone who is watching on YouTube, or if you're listening anywhere you get your podcasts from, if you want to help sponsor my little show here with Mr. JP8, then please go check out stevejessup.com, the man with the plan.
Man,
you can get all kinds of swag. You can get, he was mentioned on all the news channels. Go out there and buy a shirt or a sticker, and a couple of pennies will come our way. None of us are making a profit. We're doing this for fun and to share stories and connect with people who we might not normally connect with on the average every day, since everyone has something going on to do. And so, having said that, I do believe Mr. J and Mr. Producer Mike, thank you guys so very, very much for letting this first episode go smoother than episode 0. And I hope you guys and all of our listeners and
good enough. It's going to take forever, folks. Thank you for tuning into the retreat. We should be back next week with the Colonel and JP8. We've been brought to you by stevejessup.com. As the Colonel said, go over there and get all your swag. T-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, hats, all that craziness can be found at www.stevejessup.com. And also by Lost in the Woods, a collection of poetry by Eerily Jones. You can go to Amazon.com and pick that up. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We will see you again next Friday.
These nuts, these nuts, these nuts.